Hey yo! Yo, Jesse!
Are you serious right now? Yeah, about going to the protest being a waste of time?
Yeah, that. Yeah, look, can we not talk about that right now? Yo, this barbecue is gonna be lit. I have these tacos next up to make and this banging buffalo cauliflower
Ty. Can you just explain yourself? Because you kind of sound like somebody been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Ain't nobody been drinking no damn Kool-Aid.
Okay, then why is going to a protest such a waste of time?
No. It's not that it's a waste, you know. It's more like it's all right, look, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because I don't want you going around saying I'm some like conspiracy theorist.
Well, that depends. I've heard some pretty quack ones.
Well, with all the protesting going on, and you know the media finally catching police brutality is great. The good people of the world are finally realizing how inequitable this world really is, but the cops are still brutalizing black people, and the racists are still in power. I mean, we're not going to catch all these dudes on camera acting up.
That is why we got to keep on. Look, things are definitely changing.
Yeah, a few places have changed a few things, and some statues are being torn down. Big whoop.
What? It is a big whoop. We're finally able to see these, like, statues of racism and tear them down.
Yeah, but we still got to get rid of all those who are corrupt as hell in office in order to make the damn changes. And so far,
chokeholds are being banned. LA defunded their police. Queer rights are getting stronger. The thinking is shifting. Look, the only way that we're going to make inroads into these spaces that cops are getting away with murder in is by speaking up for it. And that's exactly what the protesters are doing.
It's still not enough in my eyes. I mean, look at how many people signed one petition just for the law to have some decency. I mean, the people in power blatantly ignore injustice, and so much more needs to change.
If you would come, you would understand that protesting is only part of the change. The other part is civic engagement. Yeah, it takes a lot of signatures, but I don't know. I believe that the power of the people can overcome it.
Yeah, you know, I hope it does, but I don't want to go just to get arrested.
You don't have to get arrested. Just come through and have a look for yourself. Let me ask you something.
What?
Would you rather work within an oppressive system or a new one created by us? Well,
what do you think?
Then do the work. We have to do the work, Ty. How else are we going to see the changes that we want? I mean, do you have any other suggestions?
Look, I'm just saying there are deep systemic issues, and it's going to take forever for these politicians to just get.
So be it. One of the longest civil rights protests lasted 300 days.
I hear you.
But?
Yo, look, are you going to pull up or not? I mean, my sister has the grill out, and it's still going to be sunny for a couple more hours.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Cool.
All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. We really hoped that you enjoyed the piece you just saw. We are honored to be joined by the writer and director of the piece, Tramane Harris. Tramane, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good. What's up? Just doing me.
All right now. I hear that. So before we move forward, Rooted Theater Company was founded in 2013 by my husband, Kareem Nemli, and I. It was co-founded by us to produce socially relevant theater based on community experiences. For the past 7 years ish, our shows have been in person. But due to the COVID crisis, we've had to reevaluate how it is that we bring theater to the people. And that was really the birth of the Rooted Theater Festival. So thank you so much, everybody. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed the piece you just saw. As I mentioned, we are thrilled to be joined by Tramane Harris, the writer, director of our piece. Again, Tramane, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to finally have this piece done and up now and shown to the public.
Awesome. And I'm sure the folks that are tuning in really enjoyed the piece. Before we move forward, can you just tell us about who Tramane is? Tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from.
Sure. I always stumble at parts when I talk about myself. I'm born and raised East New York, Brooklyn. I've been here all 26 years of my life. I studied theater for a very long time, very much into the arts. I primarily see myself as a starting artist, getting projects done and having my ideas come out and meeting other creative people. This was my first time really doing a project that required recording, and that was an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I think that all of your fellow writers, directors that are part of this festival would echo that this is a very different way of presenting theater than what we've been accustomed to at Rooted Theater Company. What has been the biggest difference for you, the biggest challenge in really navigating in this video and virtual space?
My biggest challenge most likely was just being in the room with actors is a great feeling and a great energy and presence that I missed, but I still was able to get some of that over recording and meeting the actors. One of the main challenges was that I was not able to be there while they recorded the conversation. So I really trusted my actors just to do it because they're pretty well versed in not only working for the stage, but working for television. So I learned a lot from them as well.
Yeah, your actors were absolutely phenomenal. And your piece was really innovative. In my conversations with folks about the piece, folks are just literally floored at how different it is than what folks were expecting or have been accustomed to, and that is really what we're trying to do here at Rooted Theater Company, right? We're trying to break the mold and just change the way that people perceive and react and interact with art and theater. Can you tell us a little about how this piece came about?
Yes. So before I was told about any relevant the Rooted Festival at all, I had a conversation with a friend who had a different opinion about the protest than I did. This play is not verbatim about that conversation at all, but he had a more extreme approach that just felt very we needed to have a conversation about it. And I had this question about what does it mean to sort of hold your friend accountable during this moment and what they believe in. And I knew after Kareem told me about the festival that this idea was just percolating in my head, and the fact that he was thinking about doing something online on the phone, I think that sparked my imagination even more. And I had a friend uh, who is good at video editing, so it just all was like putting the pieces together and see what I can do. Mm.
You bring up the fact that uh, you bring up the fact of responsibility, right? And so, do we as just people that are living in this world have a responsibility um, to ensure that our friends and our family, our neighbors are held accountable as it relates to the fight for Black justice?
I I believe that um, if we care and love for our friends and family, and you're someone who believes in social justice yourself, I think there is a duty and a responsibility to um, educate or even be in open dialogue with someone who you've that's part of your friends or family group that has a different opinion than you. And I believe some third conversation or idea will come through after discussion and having open dialogue. And it's not necessarily being like I'm right and you're wrong, but like here is our differences, and this is why I believe in what I believe, and this is what you believe. And um, I think the relationship can grow afterwards because you get a better understanding of one another.
What role does theater play in the fight for social justice, equity, and all of those things that we are actively all fighting for?
What is the role that theater plays? I believe theater has the power to like make someone step outside themselves or look at a situation from the outside in and sort of wonder like what would I do in that situation as an audience member. It gives a sense to like uh, add more context to our lives and just the way we go about it. And I believe theater and film as well in different ways can bring about that message of understanding who we are on this planet amongst each other. Yeah.
Your piece was extremely innovative, extremely creative. Can you just talk to us about the specific way in which you presented your piece um, uh, and really how that idea, that concept came about?
I um I've always been a fan of the movie Unfriended, and it's a whole horror movie based on like this video chat between these friends. And I don't know, I feel like that left an impression on me. And the fact that this was something that was done on the phone, I wanted to do something within the form of, being on your phone and being a part of the conversation in some way. Um, it's almost like spying, when you're looking at someone else's phone and like kind of in their business in a way. And I kind of wanted that feeling in some sense. And before I even started working on editing the project, I was watching Searching, which is another movie that like that takes place online or using internet interface.
Yeah, I was not familiar with all of those, but obviously, just like a lot of our viewers, I'm going to rush to look those up, um,
Yeah.
because the piece was for me particularly, it was so unique. It was something that I had never seen interplayed, and the way that it really circled back to the issue was really smart and was really important. It was actually really important for people to make that connection. Um,
Thank you.
so talk to us specifically, Trey, about perspective, right? The play, we don't see anyone until the midpoint of the play,
Mhm.
or the piece, I should say. Um, so can you talk to us about why perspective in particular, was important to you in this play?
Um, I think perspective, like, is important in all stories. And that's something I thought about because most stories, the main um, storyline or perspective is sort of good versus evil in some way, shape, or form. And I don't necessarily consider neither one of the characters evil. Um, they just have their own point of view. And I just wanted to show that sometimes our point of views are more complicated than one dimensional, like yes or no. Um, it could be no because of, or no, but, like I, I really was trying to think of how I can make the characters more three-dimensional, and I feel in some ways I've achieved that. And I just believe, like within my own perspective of like putting the vision together, all the ideas together, the sense of just following through was very important to me.
Yeah, I love what you just said about black and white, right? About things not necessarily being black and white, good and evil. What came into my spirit was operating in the gray, right? Sometimes you have to
Hmm.
operate. There is a gray area in the middle, and the gray is not necessarily bad or good. It is what it is. Um,
Right.
the characters in the piece, it wasn't as if one was good and one was bad. It was that there needed to be a bridge to understanding, and I think that we did end up with a bridge, right? With a connector. Um, can you tell us a little bit about how the census played into the piece? It
Right.
was something that for me, made me smile at the end after I had a roller coaster of emotions watching the piece, ups and downs with the conflict of the characters, to end up with the piece going to um, uh, the census site and the individual filling out their census. Can you speak to us about why that was important to you to bring to
Yeah.
the forefront?
I, it was very important to me because what I've learned is um, through my just like personal experience of like just being um, out and about is that protesting is only one part of the whole initiative for change, and then the second part is civic engagement. And sometimes it sounds like impossible for anybody to like really get involved in some way, and I feel the census is like a simple easy step to like make your voice count for your community. And I just wanted to show something simple everybody could do, to help out.
I love that. I love that, Trey. You don't have to be out in the streets every day
Mhm.
protesting. It's really those incremental ways that we can all participate, right? Those accessible aspects of civic engagement where we all have a responsibility and we can all participate. It is so accessible that folks have literally no excuse to not participate in filling out their census. It is literally the most important thing that we could all be doing. And to date, New York City is still trailing. New York City, Brooklyn,
Mhm.
East New York is trailing in
Mhm.
the census. I sincerely hope and wish that everyone that has joined us on today is sharing your piece. It is
Mhm.
incredibly important that people know that the census is something that we can all access, participate in, that is really going to determine, what our communities look like. I was
Right.
literally reading something on today where it was like we may lose up to 2 congressional seats, and more than likely one of those will come from Brooklyn. So we will lose a congressional representative if folks don't fill out the census. And so your piece, in a really creative, accessible, down to earth way, is drilling that message to the masses, to the community, to the people, and we absolutely appreciate that it was something that you found to be so important, and we hope that folks that are tuning in also find it to be as important. Um, Do you have anything that you would like to tell the folks who have been watching? Anything that you really want folks to take away? Obviously, other than what we've discussed, the census, but anything else that you would want folks to take away from your piece?
I think the things that I want people to take away from the piece is a sense that the fight keeps on going for social justice. Like, be open to have spaces with friends and family who you disagree with, and take action in any way you feel is, you can. Like, just speaking up in front of like a group of friends about how different you feel about something is a way of just using your power as an individual and your own mind. And I just want to thank everyone for just watching it and, like, pay attention to what's going on.
Absolutely, Trey. I mean, we thank you for producing this piece, writing, directing, and producing this piece. I think that it will really be something transformative and groundbreaking for Rooted Theater Company. It's the first time that we've ever seen something like this on a medium that is produced by the company, and I really hope that folks embrace it, that folks share it, retweet it, and give it the space that it needs, so that people can think of it in a very different way. Trey, again, thank you so very much for joining us. Before we leave, do you want to drop your handles, share your handles with folks so that folks know how to reach you?
Sure. Only Cozy, Instagram. I'll probably tag myself to the video or the post. So
awesome.
That's all.
Nah, we appreciate it, brother. Folks, we again would like to thank you for joining our conversation today with Tramane Harris, our writer, director, an incredible artist. If you, this is only night 3 of the Relevantly Rooted Festival. We have 3 more nights to go. 2 more nights, excuse me. We have a total of 5 nights, 2 more nights to go. Please go to rootedtheaterco.org/events to sign up. We will be live on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us at Rooted Theater Co. across all social media platforms. Again, thank you so very much for joining us today, Trey, and everybody tuning in. We will see you next week.